QField is open source mobile data collection software. It is an Android application that integrates extremely well with QGIS. So if you use QGIS, you will probably feel right at home with QField. If you don't use QGIS, you may have a little more of a learning curve, but really not more, and many times quite a bit less, than the learning curve associated with other mobile data collection applications. In fact, QField actually uses much of the QGIS binary code for things like rendering symbols, etc. So you're assured that the symbology that you create in QGIS will look the same on the mobile application. And all of the functions and formula and stuff that you're used to using in the QGIS field calculator will work just the same as well. You design a QField project in QGIS just like any other project, and then that project file is read by QField, and you can interact with it in the mobile application just like it were in your desktop. At least that's the design goal for QField. In some cases it was not possible to do that, and of course some things you wouldn't want to do in the field or on your mobile device, so it's not 100% of QGIS, but for what it's designed for, it works very well in my experience. Best of all, if you are working on a mobile device with an internet connection, you can set it up to interact with your PostGIS database directly. This means that you will never again have to come home from the field, download your data off the device, and import it into your production data. Everything that your field personnel enter will be available immediately in real time in your PostGIS database, and therefore it will be viewed to any application that's a client to your PostGIS database. That could be QGIS or ArcGIS even, or other GIS software, or even a spreadsheet or a web application, etc. Now, if you don't use QGIS currently, then QField may not be quite as advantageous for you because you'll need to use QGIS a little bit to set up the projects. But don't be afraid, QGIS is very easy to use, and learning what you need to set up a QField project is not any more difficult than setting up a project for other mobile data collection applications, and in my opinion, it's easier than most. Plus, you get the benefit of learning QGIS, which I believe all GIS professionals should have at least a working knowledge of. It has a lot of advantages, and I think it's an important tool in the GIS toolbox. Best of all, like QGIS, QField is open source, which means it's free to use, so there's really no downside to testing it out. Many mobile data collection platforms want to charge you $25 or $50 a month to host your data on their mobile platform. And that can get really expensive really quickly for big projects. I started learning open source software and WebGIS development to address just this issue on a project that required 50 field personnel for 5 months per year, and the cost of using someone else's platform was more than the project could absorb. In the next lecture, we will talk in more depth about what exactly QField is, and then we'll dive right in and start using it for mobile data collection.